All right, we're live. The Breaking Even podcast with Antzz and 3-6. What we saying?
We're
live. We're good.
All right, let's start with some lore, man. Like, what's the origin story? Like, here's the first question. Like, what made you first put pen to pad? Like, what made you think, okay, I want to write a bar?
Go on, you go first, man.
No, I thought you go first. You go first.
Cool. So for me personally, like, I say music was always a part of my life. My dad, he's a musician. So like I said, he came to South London like 30 plus years ago and came to study, but he also came to like make music. So he had his own bands from when he was young, and then he had like a couple other groups in England as well.
Okay.
Worked with Roots Maneuver and like, you know,
damn.
like Witness the Fitness and that.
Yeah, so like prime 90s hip hop era.
Yeah, basically. And like he did like kind of alternative, you know, I don't like to say alternative music because like music is music, but he did like alternative music basically.
Yeah.
And so I think when I was maybe like 3-4 years old, I like recorded my first song like with my dad. Yeah, so it was always like a thing that I wanted to do. It was always like music, even if it was just something I do on the side, like kind of like how my dad does it with like, he just balances it. That's something I want to do. So when I was like 13, I started recording with my friend. I went to his house like as often as possible basically.
Yeah.
Because I was just so hungry to like record. And I remember when it was like lockdown, I was literally finding like apps where I could just record like my voice on the thing and just make like little 20-second like snippets just because like I was so hungry to make some music.
I'll tell you what, BandLab has been a game changer. Like, we're literally I'm watching guys your age making hits out of their bedroom on BandLab. Like, it's nuts. I think that, it's just changed
the
the
Apple
game.
headphones, like, they're not even on a mic thing.
Bro, not even that, just whatever gaming headphones you got.
Word. They actually don't even matter. Like, I've seen people perfect their presets so much that you wouldn't even be able to tell unless you really like, you know what I mean? You knew about mixing and stuff like that. But mix don't even matter now.
Even then, it's kind of like, I mean, I think at the beginning of your journey in the mix don't matter. More happens when you get towards the end. But like, even then it's like, if you're just doing SoundCloud releases and like a distro kid release, you don't need the most perfect mix ever. It just needs to be serviceable at that point. Do you know what I mean?
I've seen artists where it's like their mix gets better and then their fans start complaining. They're like, do we need that old so-and-so?
It's like the imperfection is kind of what makes people fall in love with it in a way.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Even then, that's kind of what lo-fi hip-hop kind of is. Just the weird noises in the background because they recorded it like in some garage somewhere and they couldn't get even half decent acoustics.
Yeah, because people are bored of the perfect shit. Like, do you know what I mean?
People want human. They want like reality.
That human element.
Not everything is gonna be in like a studio with like
perfect studio conditions. Like
you know,
facts.
It's like, no, like I woke up at like 2 a.m. to record this and my neighbours downstairs were having a house party. That's why you could hear bare random bass in the back.
Exactly.
Because they didn't want to turn off the subwoofers.
Bro, I've had the smoke detector in like half my tunes, bro. I can't lie. Sometimes I'll be listening, I'm just hearing like, and I'm like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? But
and you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to edit it out.
Exactly. I just turn the gain down.
Screw it.
It's whatever. I just have to firm it. It's in it, exactly, bro.
Do you know what, like what, is the smoke detector going to get credited on a feature one time?
Bro, might as well, bro. It's been like 50% of my fucking songs, bro, so it might as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, the worst part is, how much PRS and how much like streaming money do you owe your smoke detector?
I just found out about PRS like literally like 5 minutes ago, so I don't even know how much that could even be for. But definitely a lot, I'll be real, definitely a lot.
So 3-6, what made you end up picking up a mic in the end?
Well, music's always been around. I think it's because of music. You can't really stop music from going into your ears. But my dad was a DJ. Okay. But even at that, I just watched from a distance. I was more I'm just listening to listen. But I feel like with that, I gained my own kind of music taste. And when I went to uni, I was thinking, I was doing information systems. And like with coding, like unless your heart's really in it. So I was like, cool, let me just, find a hobby. It sounds like, it's not as like a grandiose story, but it's like, I tried to find a hobby.
For a lot of people, that is how it goes.
Through that hobby, like my first song is my first song on, Spotify, my first ever song ever.
First ever song ever.
And from there, I just been growing with my music. It's weird because when you actually create music and you put yourself out to be judged straight away, it's like, fuck. Now people expect something after and after and after, but I feel like I've been trying to let my music grow with me. Not to take it. Yeah, just to grow with me, because
I think that's an important part, because like a lot of the time people will say some artists, oh, we want this version of him that was like 8 years ago. It's like, but do you think he's even remotely the same person? He grew a lot, and your music has to grow in the same way, and also has to grow with the audience, because like, for example, you've got people who are looking at like, let's say Quengface, for example. I'd be like, yeah, but like, we want Free Straps, Adidas Quengface back, but he's not the same person, and neither are you. And even then, if he brought those tunes back, you wouldn't care for them.
Yeah, you just be like, oh, he's trying to do that old shit, or you say he never changed, or like, you know what I mean? That's the people that get left in the past, are the people that just continually do the same shit.
The worst part is when you check it back in with an artist that you used to listen to, and it's like, oh, you haven't gone anywhere, you're still in the same place.
Still doing the same thing, then you're just like, bruv, you're a bum.
Yeah.
But people hate to see your growth, that's like a big thing, like, people are haters, like, I can even say myself, I'm a hater, like, everyone's a bit of a hater. If you don't say that you're a bit of a hater, you're a fucking liar.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
everyone has to have that guilty pleasure hate
there
or something.
There are things that you just dislike.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's okay. Some things you just hate.
People don't like growth. People don't like, even when, like, people will be like, I remember him, I used to be cool, like, he used to be the guy.
Do you know the ones, they always try and remind you of who you used to be.
Exactly, like, you used to be cool, because, and in your life, maybe that at that point where you used to be cool, you didn't even like yourself, you didn't even like existing, and then a couple years down the line, you're finding yourself, you're growing, and people are like, oh, bro, what happened to you, bro? Same with your music, bro.
Even if you matured as a person and you like the person you are now, they want to remind you, oh, I remember he used to be moist back in school, you know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He was getting picked up by everyone, he was a waste man. No one liked
bro,
him.
you live in school. Exactly. That you're just stuck in that time period. You're moist now. Yeah, you're moist now, bro.
You're still moist.
Yeah, exactly. If you're still thinking about school, if that's still in your fucking head,
like,
bro.
You're 25, you're like, but like, back in the day, man, knew him, bro. Like, he was a beg for everyone.
Yeah, I used to get bad things, bro. Exactly. Yeah. Good job, mate.
Good job, man. You're
what you doing
30,
now?
like,
now you're playing fucking PS5 all day, bro. Like, shut your mouth, man.
You're pushing 30.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Talking about getting things, 16-year-old self, like, bro. We're moving mad. No, moving mad to you.
I think there's an element where it's very much like people wanting to relive their glory days. And I think in terms of the UK underground scene, it lays into quite a good question. UK Rap Daily, they did an interesting tweet that got quite a lot of buzz about, is the nostalgia becoming too much? Now, we've seen some great uses of nostalgia with like Jim Legacy and Sibo, for example. But we've also seen it just being really overdone, and so many campaigns of various different mixtapes and albums just being bring back 2016. What do you guys think of that?
Go on, bro. You say something, I'll say my piece.
Cool. Me personally, I feel like the nostalgia, the only reason, I realized this with making like my first ever cover art on my first ever song VPN, and that was like a Windows opening screen where you type in the password, right? And how that's evolved into the cover art for 2036, into like the internet now, and all the internet's provided for like, because I feel like right now music is in a different place, like especially with 2016, last 10 years ago, that's the first time kind of, even for me having a phone, getting a phone was like 2015. That's the first time my mind's been like
open to the possibilities of the world.
The possibility of what could happen. So I feel like as long as people are not trying to like overtly cosplay, I feel like the reason why people are saying 2016 is because 10 years later, we're in an evolved version of what that was, or what that was in that, you know, having the iPhone 5s now. Having an iPhone 5 to now having a massive phone that you could FaceTime people across the world, and you could, you know, connect with people and make like actual, from my phone only, and the journey of me being on social media and all of that is led to this moment right here. So it's like, it's crazy what's another 10 years gonna do, and that's why I feel like the future is now like speaks a lot on
that very topic, which is why I think this was a good question to ask you two in particular, because I feel like there is an element where it's like, okay, cool, there is some nostalgic notes on the tape, but it's like, okay, but what do I have to say about it? How does that translate for me? Or maybe even just what are my experiences of that time, instead of kind of just doing what I think is quite lazy of just saying, remember when we used to do this thing in 2016, and then you have no opinions on it whatsoever. Yeah. Right?
100%. Like, I don't know, in my opinion, like you said, like there's definitely some nostalgic notes. I feel like with songs like you know, Aviation, Slippery, it definitely goes into those type of like, you know, 2000s. But I feel like this whole 2016 thing, just in my opinion, like it's like we was talking before the podcast and we were saying it's like it's always like a love of things that were before, innit?
Yeah.
And like I feel like a lot of the you know, like the young people in the scene of like 2016, like they weren't like old enough to really experience it. They're thinking about a time that was promised to them. Do you know what I mean? They're looking back at flipping the Rio de Janeiro, LA, King Kylie, whatever it is that makes them think of it, and they're like, damn, like I wish I was that age now. Let's make 2026 that, innit? Or they like the music from them. But it's like you were saying earlier. It's like when we're in 2030, when we're in 2036, what are we going to look back on? Like, are we going to look back on, how we tried to recreate something that already existed? Like, I feel like if you're trying to reinvent something and you take a little bit, that's just sampling, in my opinion. Like, people have been sampling since the beginning of
hip hop, beginning of music.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
People don't even know that Gangsta's Paradise used to be a Stevie Wonder song. Yeah. They don't even know it's past that Paradise. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
and even then, Prince warned us that at a point we're going to be sampling samples. And look,
and it's already happening.
It's already happening.
So it's like, cool, you can't stop the inevitable in that way. Like, there'll always be, you'll always think of something or you'll hear something, you're like, damn, I can add to that, I can make that insane, like, do you know what I mean? So like even those little like those and Aviation, the Pharrell, the or the little or the kind of the
that's a bit Soulja Boy.
People like, oh shit, like I've even seen some of my cousins who don't really know my music like that, and they'll hit. I remember like they came to the listening party, and they heard that and they was ready to go hit the and then they're just hearing this guy with the drums and the bass go. And they're just looking around like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, but we were just turning up because it's like, bro, this is what we're doing. Like, do you know what I mean? Everything, bro, the future is now like, bro, everything it's just one. Like, you know, the future is the same as the past. Like, everything it's all just coexisting at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So we're just bringing the sounds that, you know, we liked, not necessarily because it's like, from a particular era, but just things that we like. The rest of the album don't even really have those type of sounds at all. It just happened to be like, if people think that we're nostalgia being with them songs, but it's just sounds that we like. We heard them on the soundboard, we heard them on flipping on a VST or whatever, and the other shit is stuff that we feel like we're bringing. This is our original ideas. Like, do you know what I mean? And I have to give credit to Free because a lot of it was him, and just like he was saying, like it's that fresh, like when you're first making a beat and you're first starting to produce, you've only got fresh things to give if that's the type of way that your mind works. Do you know what I mean? If you're an original, like, you know what I mean, creator.
I think in terms of like fresh things to give and giving credit to 3-6, I guess we can start talking on the tape. One thing I'm impressed with is specifically drums. Like the way you guys work with just drums in general, it's very eclectic. It's kind of like, I think in a way it's almost like sometimes people approach rap beats when they're prescribed where like, okay, it's this sort of melody, which means it's got to have this sort of drums. You kind of just throw that rule out the window.